Alright guys, CS2 is here and you're looking for ways you can upgrade your inventory. We're going to start a mini series here for the next week where we look at the best budget skins available for each weapon within the game. We're going to kick it off with the AK47, so if you do enjoy this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're around here, and let's go right into it. Today I've actually picked 8 different AK skins. We'll look at them in game and then we'll showcase the pricing real quick as well. Now the first one I'm showcasing here is a classic. It's going to be the Elite build. It's from the Chroma 2 collection. This one is super budget friendly. Yes, it's mostly this like black dark skin with a little bit of like grey through it and some more Jacksons, but when you're talking like minimal wear and below, for like £2 and less, this is such a no-brainer AK. Plus you can do a really cheap like RMR craft on this, pay like £2.50 in total, and you'll actually have something that looks really nice in game because those new holos and the RMRs go crazy. Price-wise here, we're on CS2 stash, and you can see the pricing in pounds here. So, like, factory news, like £5, but everything else, like I say, is £2 and below. You can even go, like, field tester for this, and you're looking really good. Next up, we have the AK Slate, and this is actually a minimal wear version we're looking at right now, which is about £4. If you guys have seen the other content I've posted, I'm always a big enjoyer of the Slate, but I like it even more in CS2 now, because you actually get a little bit of glow, which you can see here. Again, this is one we're doing like a cheap craft with maybe RMR holes. Again, I'm saying RMR holes because they look nuts in CS2. They've got a huge upgrade. When you come to look at the pricing again here, you can see that like battle scarred to minimal wear is between £2 and £4. This skin, like, let's even look at a battle scarred now quickly. Like, looking at a battle scarred, this still looks quite good. So, like, for the money you're paying, I am a big fan of this. Now, one that I wouldn't have featured in the past, I'm going to now, is going to be a rat rod. And this is because, like, minimal wear, this is about £5 and lower. And although the design is very hit and miss, like, this is a very personal preference design, the skin itself with the new lighting actually gets a little bit of, like, shine on it, which not every skin has, which you'll see with the last skin we showcased. So, it's kind of a nice upgrade in that, and, like, it'll have a bit of brightness whenever you're inspecting it and playing with it in-game. And for that, I think it's one that you should maybe consider if you want something a bit different that's not going to be the normal you see people running for the budgets, because most people go like ice cold, they'll go slate, they'll go elite build, and they even go uncharted. Now, one that I'm in love with that I've recently got in minimal wear is the Empress, and I know you might be looking at me like, how is this budget in any means? This is the battle scarred version. This is a 0.99 float. This is quite literally like the highest wear you can get, and this skin still looks really good. And for battle scarred, it's £20. And I think like £25 per skin is kind of like the max I'm going to go for budget here. I know it's a lot of money for some people. Maybe you could build entire inventories with that amount, and we have done that. But I think realistically, if you're going to be playing like CS2 for 5 to 10 years and you just want to buy an AK now that you're going to use for that whole period, £21 for this Empress is a really fair price. And just to showcase the prices, you can see them here. Battle scarred, £21.77. Well worn, £24. Even going to field test, it is like pretty sweet, but I think it looks, that was on 0.99 float. You will get a low float battle scarred for this price. Absolutely laughing, guys. Now, a moment ago, I mentioned an ice cold, and I'm going to showcase one here. It's minimal wear. This is a 0.99 float. There you go, getting all the 9s now. Like, this one hasn't been given as much of a glow to it, but it already was quite a bright skin. I think it's one that over time is dropping down the rankings a little bit for like, okay, like my favorite budget option. But color-wise, you get all this sort of like blackish grey, and then you get a lot of green and blue on it. So there's a lot of pop for a skin that for minimal wear, you can get for about £13. And what I will say is, it does start to wear quite badly. So like, I field test it. You can start to see where the wear comes in at around the magazine. Now, if you get a good field tested float, which this one isn't awful, this will still look good in game. Like, for the money you're paying, it still looks good. But anything further than this, and it looks like you're shrink wrapping it. Another great option is going to be the Legion of Anubis. Again, we're going to be talking about shine. You can see here, as you inspect it around, it gets a nice bit of detailing on it. This is kind of in the same category price-wise as the Ice Cold, and it's often a discussion if you should go for this or the Ice Cold. And I'm honestly thinking this with some gold stickers or even like Godson RMR holos is going to look super good in game. Price wise, you can see here, field test is £8, minimal wear is £13. I think you want to look at one of those realistically. Now, to show prices first, I'm going to mention a Neon Revolution now, which this one is again a bit personal preference, but you can get this in field tested for £14.57 right now. And I'll load up this exact one that's this price just to show you how good it looks for the money you're paying. Like, it's been given an upgrade in CS2 again with the lighting, so you can see like bits of shine across the paint, which actually looks really nice in game. I've got a stat track version of this in game, and I've really been enjoying it. But I am going to switch to the Empress. But yes, it's like a default AK that's got like the pink and green splashed over it. But I think if you want again something a bit different, that's super bright, has 2 different colors. So if you want to build out an inventory down the line that's themed, it gives you 2 color options to go for. I am a big fan of this. And then the last one is going to be a Phantom Disruptor. Now, this is one that I think isn't quite as strong as it used to be in CSGO. We'll look at a minimal wear version here for £6. And this is the reason why I'm mentioning it last, because it looks a little bit bland, if you get me. Like, it's for every skin that's had like a brightness upgrade, this one's kind of fallen down the pack. So I'm including it last because it's still a solid budget option. But I would say you'd be much better off looking at like a Slate. Like, I think you're better off looking at a Slate. So I've got one with a craft here, for example. This is Into the Breach Paris craft. Now, the Paris holes aren't looking great in CS2, but you can see how you can sort of just theme this to your own inventory, and this is the field tested version with some hollows. Or you go for like an Empress. Now, this is a minimal wear version. I think a Slate, an Empress, a Legion of Anubis, something like that is going to be a really good option for you. So that's going to round off the AKs. That's 8 different skins we've shown. I'd say I'm probably going to do this every single day. Maybe double uploads if you guys are keen to see the skins. We'll do this every single day to showcase you guys the best budget skins. Obviously, if you want to provide a bit of feedback on the pricing you guys want to see, I'm fully down for that as well. Because I know in this, obviously, I've included skins that are like £20 to £15. That might not necessarily be deemed a budget to everyone, but I think if you look at the grand scheme in the market for AKs, like, we'll have another look now. Like, if I just go to AKs now, and I look at, like, the price range you're talking, obviously, this is between Battle Scar to Factory New you're looking at, and a lot of skins don't look good below field tested. But, like, £14 to 155, 6 to 110, 16 to 60, 6 to 25, 20 to 200, and then, like, Empress, 20 to 150, 83 to 120, 20 to 150. And then, like, realistically, look, you can see all these quite expensive, still quite expensive, like, starting price are 20. These are the stupid, silly price ones, while Lotus isn't seeing. Point disarray doesn't look good until it's Factory New. Cartel's worse than a Slate. And then maybe you get to the point here where, like, maybe you want to talk about a Safety Net or an Uncharted. That's kind of like the other categories you would have, or a Purple or a Safari Mesh. That's realistically the only cheap AKs you can get. So I think this is a really nice rounded budget option. I'm going to stop rambling now, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on which weapon you want to see next for these budget roundups. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you're right here. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.